Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. And today I have a Word Wednesday video for you guys. So last week we did the word barak, which was a word for blessed in Hebrew. And I talked to you guys about how there is the word barak and also the word AsaR, and how I wanted to do AsaR as the second part of this word bless. So I will be doing that today. I'm also working in my James Method word study journal. I like to say that because I always get questions. So yes, I will link below this word study journal just in case you want to pick it up. Heads up, that is an affiliate link. And so I'm going to be doing the word AsaR. I have also pulled over some leftovers from one of my favorite themes from By the Will for God, which was the library theme from Delivered to the Saints. So I still have my mini stickers. I also have some alphas and the stamp set, some of the tile alphas, and some of the washi. So I thought this would be perfect for me to kind of pull some of my favorite leftovers from that kit and kind of use that on here. I'm also going to be using possibly this stamp set, which is the bookshelf stamp set, because I think it matches perfectly as well. So just giving you kind of an overview of what I might be using. And so yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you on fast forward and let's dig in. Okay, darling. So in this video, I am doing the part 2 of the word blessing in the Hebrew language, which is AsaR. So last week we did barak, and this week we're doing AsaR. And I'm going to break down how you can fill in all of these as I'm going through it as much as possible. So in that banner over at the top, that is where you're going to write the word that you are studying. Usually I use the English word, but because I was going to do 2 Hebrew words for the one English word blessing in these 2 layouts, I actually use the Hebrew word, and this one is AsaR. In the circle, which is the next step, you're going to write out the verse that includes the word that you are studying. So I am writing out Psalm verse 2 of chapter 41, which reads, "The Lord will preserve him and keep him alive, and he shall be blessed upon the earth." Now, next, you are going to use the transliteration, which AsaR is the transliteration. And I got that from the Blue Letter Bible app. And then I go into the Strong's number, which is H833. That is the reference number that corresponds to the Strong's concordance that I am using. Now, next, of course, we are looking at whether it's a root word or a derivation, and this is a primitive root. And so this basically is a parent. And so we will go into a little bit about that, and I can then break down the word AsaR over on the right-hand side. And then I fill out the definition, which the definition is basically writing out the definition of the word. You can use a Bible dictionary. You can use Bible Hub, Blue Letter Bible. I use Blue Letter Bible. And so the definition for this word is to be straight. Okay. But figuratively, this is to go forward, to be honest, to prosper, to be advanced, to call or be blessed or happy, and to be led on. That is the definition of this word AsaR, which altogether doesn't make much sense until we break down the word AsaR, which we will do in a little bit. In the usage, I wrote down that it's used 17 times in 15 verses, and I wrote all of those verses out. The first mention that we can find is in Genesis 33, which is where Leah actually names her son Asher, which actually comes from this word AsaR, because of her happiness there. And so the last mention is in Malachi chapter 3, verse 15, and it has the most mentions in Proverbs. In the concordance, you are going to write any other words that could be used in this way. So in other words, you list any other ways that the word that you are studying can be translated. This can be translated into, first and foremost, blessed, led, go, guide, happy, leads, or relieve. And then in the lexicon, which is one that always blows my mind, and it's actually how I got the word AsaR from my last study in the word Barak for blessed. The lexicon is where you can find more than one word in the original language for that word that you are studying. So, of course, there are two Hebrew words for the word blessed. There is the Barak and AsaR. And so here, what I'm writing are four different words. The fifth is AsaR. And there's Asher, which comes from AsaR. There's Barak, which is also a parent. And then there's Barak and Baraka, which comes from Barak. So those are just coming or stemming from those two words, Barak and AsaR. I hope I'm making sense. So those are children to the parent words. Okay, over on the right-hand side, after you see me use those mini stickers from the By the Well for God collection, which I love using up these stickers, and I love this beautiful collection. Over on the right-hand side, I use some washi tape and a label. I'm going to lay down the words AsaR again with my big tile alphas, and then I'm going to break down the word AsaR. The first part of that is the word owl. And that in the concept of an action is to lead or to be first or be first. In the object concept, it actually gives the imagery of an ox. And that makes sense because then in the abstract concept is strength, which we can see how strength and being led and being first ties into the ox, because the ox, when they're yoked, they are led, right? And they do their work through their strength, and they actually go first in their work. But then we're looking at the second half of that word, which is shar. And that action is to tie. And then the object of that action, or what the imagery from that Hebrew portion of that word is rope. And when you think about rope, you think about strands that are tied together. And also when you look at both of these together, it's kind of like, okay, so how does this match with being blessed? Well, it's the imagery of unity. And so there's a connection there, which again makes sense because in unity, right, you can be led by a rope because it takes two to be led by a rope. There is strength in that rope, in a person that is being pulled or led, and so much more that you can connect in these two sections of the word. So then I looked at the word blessed in Psalm Chapter 1, verse 1, which reads, "Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers." And if you take that word blessed and you, in some translation, you can say, it says, "Oh, how joyful," or "the joys of," or "how happy is." It makes sense because that is part of the definition of the word AsaR. And you can actually replace that word blessed. You can say happy is the man, prosperous is the man. The man that walks not in the counsel of the wicked goes forward or is prosperous, so on and so forth. And so all of these actually make sense and fit into this verb. So from all of this and breaking down this word, I concluded that a person that is attached to the word AsaR is blessed because they go straight. In other words, that their path is led by a connection or a tie with God, which is where they gain their strength to be unwavering. And when they're unwavering, this means, and I got this from a source that I was reading, is that they lack the unnecessary changes to directive. In other words, they are not making unnecessary changes to their path, but they stay the path, they press forward. And so this is why they are blessed. This is why they are prosperous and happy, because they know where their strength comes from. They are tied to the source of it. They are connected to God. Now, in my main takeaway, I write this, that the promise here in Psalm 41:2, which it says that the Lord will preserve them and keep them alive and he shall be blessed upon the earth, is for the man or woman that it has a connection with the God of the blessing and not just the blessing itself. For he, God, is the one who keeps us straight and can lead us to true blessings and happiness. This was such a beautiful God moment as I put all this together and I broke down this word. And I just encourage you to dig a little bit deeper. So here I am going to give you a last look at what this word study is. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know. You can even dig deeper with any of these coordinating verses. And really, what the main takeaway here is that we are blessed, not because of ourselves, but because of this connection that we have with God, because we know where our source is and because we are tying our lives to that. From there, we gain strength. From there, we are led. From there, we are oxes. And so it was so beautiful to put this together and to kind of look at all of that. And here I'm just adding the Strong's numbers for all of the words that I listed in lexicon. And I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing. Hit the like button and notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And thank you so much for joining me each and every video, darlings. God bless. Bye.